Hey YouTube, Roy Marko with Marko Custom Models coming to you with AMT's white Cabover Freightliner. This truck started out its life as the dual drive white Freightliner kit with a sleeper, and I wanted to shorten it up. And so anyway, this was my attempt at shortening it up. I ended up finding out after I shortened it that it's a little bit too short for a Freightliner, although there are Cabover trucks that are short like this. So I guess it's a custom cab in this scenario. Anyways, just wanted to show you this truck. I started it a while back, and I got a car trailer that goes behind it, just a single axle. The AMT's car trailer holds about 5 cars, and I can show that in another video. I just wanted to show you what I've done to this truck. One of the things I've done is shorten the cab. It used to have a sleeper, and it was dual drive, so I made it single drive without the sleeper. If you notice on the rear mud flaps, I made those out of brass, and I took square brass and put a coil into it to make the mud flap spring, and I'll show you that actually in a second what happens. And one of the things I did was make a stop for the cab, so when you open it up, the cab will only go so far. And I've done that by putting a stop in the corner here so that when the cab goes up, it only goes to that point. It's a Cummins engine, painted Cummins beige, and I made the 5th wheel hitch so it pivots. So I'll show you how I've done that. Okay, so here's the model, and one of the things I've done so it can still be painted, I haven't decided on a color yet for this, is the cab comes off of the pivot point on the frame there. Okay, I made it so it slides in and out of the cab. So what I've done is I've actually put in some pieces back here on the back side of the front of the cab, and then there's sort of an edge around this grill which will be repainted, re-chromed, and when that goes in, it slides in, fits into the cab like that. And so it's a friction fit, won't fall off, but allows me to take this apart, paint it all, put it back together, test fit everything, and have the cab back on the truck. The thing about the mud flaps I talked about with the springs here, these are actually still removable, just like the wheel truck. You can see that there. So there's a little tab in the back that I put together, and you can then re-put the mud flaps in, take them off, repair them, whatever you need to do. And then this is some soft rubber that I actually got from the auto wreckers. On cars, when you close the door, it lets the pressure out through vents in the back behind the rear bumper casing, and that's where I got this rubber here. When you go to the auto wreckers, you can get thin rubber like that out of automobiles. It makes great mud flaps. I made 2 little pins that hold this 5th wheel hitch on, and they can be slid out. They're just plastic pins. One side, the other. And you can take the 5th wheel off. So what I did was I just drilled the side here, and then I made these little pins just by melting the end. And you can just push them back into place. Okay, and that'll fit there. What I've done is actually drilled out the 5th wheel mount so that 5th wheel can pivot. Front wheels, I just put on an aluminum bushing here that's a little bigger of an axle, so just those little plastic pins, the wheels don't break off when it's sitting. Done that. One of the things I've done in the engine on this kit is it's a Cummins, but there was no head separation from the block, so I cut that line into the block to kind of, because you're going to see the back side of the engine on this model, so I cut that line in. Other than that, nothing really too extensive. So that's the chassis and the cab, and that's it. It's just a short little truck. I thought it'd be kind of fun to build, and modify. You can actually buy this model as a day cab and a single axle, but in the new kit I think they released it has, you can build it one of two ways. But this was done before, not before that model was available in a sense, but it was done with a different kit. So anyway, I just wanted to show you this Freightliner truck, and maybe leave a comment below on what colors you think I should paint it. I wanted to do sort of the frame being a darker color and then the cab being a lighter color, but I didn't want the frame black. That's just a primer. So leave comments, and if you like, please ring that bell and subscribe, and have a great day.